Students, today we are going to learn about the religious reform movement in social science, that is fifth unit. But in this lesson it's a very lengthy lesson, so I made it into two parts. So we are going to discuss about only the first part. So the Brahma Samaj, Arya Samaj, Prarthana Samaj, Satyasodak Samaj and Young Bengal movement. This part we are going to discuss. Normally society means socialization, society, all these we learned from the civilization period. But in our country, during the period of 18th and 19th century, the rigid rules and regulations in the society, that is based on the Varna system, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. These four divisions were there in our Varna system. Among that, the Brahmanas and the Kshatriyas, they were dominant in the society. And the lower clergy people, that is Shudras, Panchamas also we will call them, they will be kept aside of the society and they were remote from the village or the city areas and all. They have not given any priority to participate in the society programs like festivals or the fest or any other program conducted by the king or any other purohits. But these people just want to involve in every matter and they wanted the participation of all these. So by observing this type of situation, there are many more people who started the religious reformation. Religion was already existed, but it was reformed and based on the scientific approach. For example, ನೀವು ಕೇಳ್ತೀರಾ ಹಣೆಗೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಬೊಟ್ಟಿಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, ಕುಂಕುಮ ಯಾಕೆ ಇಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, ಹಾಗೆ ಇರಬಹುದಲ್ವಾ? ಎಸ್, ಅದು ಒಂದು ಸೈಂಟಿಫಿಕ್ ರೀಸನ್ ಇದೆ. ಹಳೆ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಂಪದಾದಂತ ಅರಿಶಿಣದ ಜೊತೆ ಮಾಡಿರುವಂತ ಕುಂಕುಮನ ಹಣೆಗಿಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಕಾರಣ ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಪಿಟ್ಯುಟರಿ ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಸ್ಟ್ರೈನ್ ಆಗದಿರ ಇರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಆ ಹಣೆಗೆ ಕುಂಕುಮ ಗಂಡಸರು ಇಡ್ತಿದ್ರು, ಹೆಂಗಸರು ಇಡ್ತಿದ್ರು. ಇದು ಸೈಂಟಿಫಿಕ್ ಆಗಿರುವಂತ ಒಂದು ಪದ್ಧತಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಈಗಲೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. Many people, they don't know that and how we supposed to do namaskaram. There are certain pressure points in the tip of all the fingers. You are having ears, you are having nose, you are having the hands, foot. But any of your parts may not be together joined. Only the hand can be joined. When you pressure the tips of these fingers, the entire body's nervous system will activate. This is the scientific reason behind the namaskara. But each and every traditional practice which we are having, maximum we are having the scientific background. But certain things, for example, mane munde bekku hoytu antandre kelsa agalla, idu superstitious beliefs. And there are certain points which we have observed in the society. ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ವಿಡೋ ಎದುರು ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಹಳೆ ಕಾಲದ ಪದ್ಧತಿಗಳು, ಹಳೆ ಕಾಲದ ಸೂಪರ್ಸ್ಟಿಷಿಯಸ್ ಬಿಲೀಫ್ಸ್. ದ ಓಲ್ಡ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ದೇ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಫಾಲೋಯಿಂಗ್. ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ರಿಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ದ ನ್ಯೂ ವೇ ಆಫ್ ರಿಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ started in the 19th century, that too the end part of the 19th century. So that 19th century time, the establishment of Brahmo Samaj by Raja Ram Mohan Rai, known as the father of Indian Renaissance, rebirth you might have observed in 9th standard. So it was rebirth of the religion, new type of religion was introduced. So all these people maximum started in the northern part of India, especially from the Bengal region, and later on it spread till the Maharashtra, later on the southern part of India also. So till Maharashtra, who all are the people who started the Samaj and who given the awareness of new things, that we are going to discuss in the part 1 about Raja Ram Mohan Rai, Brahma Samaj, Arya Samaj by Dayanand Saraswati, Prarthana Samaj by Atmaram Pandurang, and Satyasodak Samaj by Jyotiba Phule and Savitribai Phule. So these points we will discuss in detail. Social and religious reform movement. Highlights of the lesson: establishment of Brahma Samaj and its reformation. Young Bengal movement, establishment of Arya Samaj and reformation, and reformation led by Prarthana Samaj, ideals of Satyasodak Samaj. Actually, in this lesson, we are going to learn still more movements, but it is part A, or the first part of the lesson we are going to discuss. The first one is establishment of Brahmo Samaj and reformations. So, Raja Ram Mohan Rai was known as the father of Indian Renaissance. Why? Because in the 19th century, it's considered as a reformation period, like rebirth of Indian history. Because of our religion and the rules and regulations are very, very strict, and it is not able to follow by everyone. So, the English education also made the new class to create in the society. The new class of people who were educated in English, they started new theories of white man's burden. The new identity called India was born in this period. The different movements during this British period started because the entire Indian people were strived a lot, and many European concepts like democracy, nationalism, equality started finding roots in India. Many Indians who received English education started analyzing their own society. So the British too expressed their interest in reforming the society. They put forth the theory of white man's burden. So they believed that it is their duty to civilize Indian as a civilized class of people. The British made an attempt to protect their political and economic interest under the guise of this theory. Many Indians started understanding the Indian traditions in new perception. Our country is having a tradition, but that tradition was little modified by these religious reformers. Religion was already existed, it's reformed by the people like Raja Ram Mohan Rai, Dayanand Saraswati, and Satyasodak Samaj, that is Prarthana Samaj, and the Jyotiba Phule, many others started, and they simplified the way of their own religion, and many people, the untouchables and the lower clergy people, are also invited in their Samaj to attend. So the first one is Brahmo Samaj, which was started in 1772. It was continued till 1833. The Raja Ram Mohan Rai is renowned as father of Indian Renaissance. He was very good in pursuing many different types of languages. He is aware of, he was having a great deep knowledge about different languages like Sanskrit, Persian, Arabic. He learned Quran and also Gita. He observed everything in a keen way, and even Bible in Greek language he read, and its original form also. So he came to know that everything tells in the same manner. So he prohibited the sati system. See, he abolished, we can say, with the support of William Bentinck, that is sati system. Sati system is nothing but the person who dies, immediately the wife also will die along with his funeral. So this was a very strict and very superstitious belief which was followed in our country. This was condemned by Raja Ram Mohan Rai. He established the Brahma Samaj or Brahmo Samaj in 1828. He wanted to pure Hinduism by removing caste system and superstitions. Raja Ram Mohan Rai tried to develop nationality among the common people through his journalism. So his journalism, like he introduced the new journal, that is Samvada Kaumudi in Bengal language. It was asked as a 1-mark question. Who abolished the sati system, that is with the support of William Bentinck, Raja Ram Mohan Rai abolished this sati system in India in 1829, and he started the journal known as Samvada Kaumudi. What was its important aspects of the Samaj? What they said? First one, this asked as a 3-mark question. What are the important aspects of Brahmo Samaj? Brahmo Samaj aspects are: first one, advocated monotheism. Second one is opposed meaningless rituals. Monotheism and meaningless rituals. Even today, you people will be asking your parents that if your mother says you have to pray in this manner, you have to follow these rules and regulations, you will be saying that it is not scientifically proven, it is not correct. So you will only question your parents. So here also they opposed meaningless rituals which may not be having a scientific reason, that was argued by the Brahmo Samaj. And every person should live with dignity and no law or ritual should violate this provision. We are having Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, that is a Varna system. In that Varna system, Shudras were not given any dignity. So here he given dignity to all clergy people and they can enjoy their life. And fourth one is Brahmo Samaj intended to assure equality to women by opposing polygamy. So polygamy means number of marriages taken by a person. It's completely against to the Hindu culture. And of course certain kings they followed, but the normal person and Muslim rules and regulations may not be followed. Polygamy is not advised in this. It advocated for the share in property to honor dignity of life of widow. It also opposed child marriages. See, women were not given priority to vote, not given priority to opt the property of their father, and she was not at all given any permission to enjoy her life. Child marriages, because the age before 10 years only, the girl to be married with the unknown person, and the child marriage is supposed to be abolished. That was opposed by Brahmo Samaj. And the last one is, it declared that one can take good things from anywhere. It also declared that Upanishads and Vedas also advocated this principle. We can take any good thing from anybody. We cannot go for strict rules and regulations, but you can take the good things. He was open to receive good thoughts even from the West. That is, Western country people, what they are good, that we can take and we can adapt in our life. Likewise, Raja Ram Mohan Rai given importance to English education also. And there are many people who followed him, who they are known as, see, Raja Ram Mohan Rai as the harbinger of modern India. It was stated by Rabindranath Tagore. Rabindranath Tagore was influenced by Raja Ram Mohan Rai. He told that Raja Ram Mohan Rai as the harbinger of modern India. He was the pillar, or he was the first person who changed the India into modern one. And progenitor of Indian social reformation movement and prophet of Indian nationalism. It was asked as a 1-mark question. Who stated the Raja Ram Mohan Rai as harbinger, progenitor and prophet of Indian nationalism? It was said by Rabindranath Tagore. Rabindranath Tagore stated this one. This asked as a 1-mark question, and the important aspects of Brahmo Samaj was asked as a 3-mark question. So this was Brahmo Samaj in Calcutta. Now, Young Bengal movement was the next part of the lesson. What is the Young Bengal movement? Maximum Samaj was started in Bengal only, even Raja Ram Mohan Rai. The wave of modernization started moving across the North India during 19th century. Calcutta was the center of the new things. New movements started arising during the 1820 to 1830. We have already learned about the Brahmo Samaj just now. So the Young Bengal movement took birth. This movement was started by Henry Louis Vivian Dirazio. His father was a Portuguese and mother was an Indian, hence he was known as Anglo-Indian. So, this Dirazio served as a professor at Hindu College of Calcutta from 1826 to 1831. Many of his students who were attracted to his teaching became his committed followers. Even today, you are also observing many of your teachers. You may follow certain qualities of them and certain things you may like, and you may say this sir or master or madam will be admired, and you will follow their principles also in your life. Likewise, here also many followed Dirazio's rules and regulations and his lifestyle and even his teaching, and they were committed followers of Dirazio, and was influenced by various movements of Europe and tried to instill the same spirit of free inquiry in the minds of his students and colleagues. He also worked towards the creating textbooks to inculcate new education system. This enraged many traditionalists, but still he went ahead and started Academic Association, a free thinking debate association which created new thinking across Bengal. The Young Bengal movement held discussions and debates on issues like nature, humanism, God, and other various topics. Dirazio worked towards spreading the message that only rational thinking would liberate people from the clutches of superstitious and social discrimination. He was an advocate of women's rights and opposed caste-based discrimination. Many religious reformers opposed likewise only. And many of his students who had come from traditional families were deeply influenced by Dirazio thoughts and joined their hands in spreading the movement across Bengal. The influence of this movement was limited to Calcutta and a few areas of Bengal. Dirazio had to resign from his teaching post due to the pressure from the colleagues and his opponents. These people feared that the young youth are getting morally corrupted by the work of Dirazio. Dirazio was died at the very young age of 22 years due to cholera. Next one is Arya Samaj. It was started by Dayananda Saraswati. The Arya Samaj was started in the year 1875 by Dayananda Saraswati. This started in Kathiawad. It was more powerful during the last 2 decades of 19th century. Dayananda Saraswati was born in 1824 in Kathiawad, Gujarat. His name was Moola Shankar. His father was Amba Shankar Tiwari and mother was Amritabai. Since he was not at all interested in English education, he received Sanskrit education and left his house by the age of 21 years and roamed across the country about 15 years. He outlined his ideas in a book titled as Satyartha Prakashika. He realized that the remedies to the various maladies of India are present in Vedas. So he gave importance to Vedas, and through Vedas we can learn many things. He declared back to Vedas. He was more of a Renaissance person than the Reformation person. He opened the head office of Arya Samaj in Lahore, presently it's in Pakistan, in 1877. He declared that only Vedas are authentic. See, Vedas are having the knowledge of all science, maths, social, whatever subject you are learning, it was existing in Vedas. There are 4 different Vedas which you learnt in 8th standard. That is the Rig Veda, Yajurveda, Samaveda and Atharvana Veda. So each Veda tells about different aspects. Rig Veda, Yajurveda will tell about Rig, that is ancient reform rituals and all. The Samaveda tells about the music, and Atharvana Veda will tell about the after the death. Okay, there are many different aspects are there in this Vedas, and all the science, mathematics, whatever subject you want to find, the Vedas are the root for all the subjects, and there you can get it through that. So he was having a great belief on this Vedas, and he often used to tell that back to Vedas. If you learn Vedas, that itself will give the complete information. So what was his? He was Dayananda Saraswati. What was the aims of Arya Samaj? This was also asked as a 3-mark question. So 3-mark question contains 6 points. You have to write about Arya Samaj and Dayananda Saraswati's information. Later on, all these aims you are supposed to write. All Hindus should believe in one formless God. There is a God, formless. Okay. So that God Hindus has to believe. No one is a Shudra or Brahmin by birth, and caste-based system was rejected. There is a shloka in Bhagavad Gita that is Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. It was declared by Krishna itself. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra is declared as according to their work. Okay. Varna system was Maya Srishtyam, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra was the division according to their work. If you are doing the puja or if you are doing the devotion towards the God, you will be considered as a Brahmana. When you are doing a war against any other country for the sake of your country, you will be considered as a Kshatriya. And if you are doing trade and transactions, you will be considered as a Vaishya. And the work or the which was toil in your home or for your purpose, that itself Shudra will be considered. So these all are hidden in each individual. They will be considered according to their work. So encouragement to inter-caste marriages. They gave importance to inter-caste marriages. And rejection of polygamy and child marriage. This you can write for all the Samaj. All the Samaj declared all these points. And men and women are equal. There is no any discrimination. Men and women are equal. One should study Vedas and other ancient sacred texts and preach them. You have to learn the Vedas, Vedangas. There are many more. The Puranas, Itihasas, all these are the wonderful epics of our country, and this will give wonderful information, and you have to preach them. Then they started the Shuddhi movement. What is the Shuddhi movement? They asked 1-mark question. It aimed to reconversion of people who had converted to Islam and Christianity, from Hinduism back to Hinduism. You all are aware of the Ghazni Muhammad Ghori and the other Muslim invaders who came to India, and they looted, not only looted, they forcefully made Indians or the Hindus to follow the Islam Dharma. And later on the Christian missionaries came. You have observed in very first lesson the Dutch, Portuguese, French and English, they came to India, established this missionaries. Through missionaries, they not only given the English education, they made many Hindus who were very poor, and they started converting them into Christianity. So that's why many of the Hindus turned into Islam and Christianity. ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋ ಅಂಥ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬ ಮುಸ್ಲಿಮು, ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬ ಕ್ರಿಶ್ಚಿಯನ್ ಯಾರು ಒರಿಜಿನಲ್ ಕ್ರಿಶ್ಚಿಯನ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಒರಿಜಿನಲ್ ಮುಸ್ಲಿಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಈಗ ಮುಸ್ಲಿಮ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಕ್ರಿಶ್ಚಿಯಾನಿಟಿನ ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡೋವಂಥವ್ರು. ಇವರಷ್ಟು ಜನನು ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಗೆಟ್ ದೆಮ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಥ್ರೂ ದಿಸ್ ಶುದ್ಧಿ ಮೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಇಟ್ ಏಮ್ಸ್ ಅಟ್ conversion of people who had converted to Islam and Christianity from Hinduism back to Hinduism. Cow Protection Association was started to protect cows. Today I observed one video which tells about the French people started nurturing the cow ಕೌ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್. ಹಸುಗಳನ್ನು ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಾಗಾಣಿಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವೋ ಅಷ್ಟು ನಮಗೆ ಶಾಂತಿ ನೆಮ್ಮದಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಪ್ರೂವ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಎ ವಂಡರ್ಫುಲ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ. So it not only cleanses, it also gives the energy to the people who use it to protect the cows. So that's why even in our country, especially Fridays, we used to do puja of these cows, and the cow is considered as a Punya-koti haad anta ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತೇ ಇದೆ. So Arya Samaj had around 5 lakh members in 1921 itself. After the death of Dayananda Saraswati, Dayananda Anglo-Vedic College was started in 1886, and similarly Gurukula Vidyalaya was started in Haridwara. Nowadays people are liking this Gurukula Vidyalayas, which was started in Haridwara. Presently it's there even in Karnataka. Lala Lajpat Rai, a radical leader of Indian freedom movement, was influenced by the principle of Arya Samaj. It was also asked as one more question: who was the radical leader who followed Dayananda Saraswati? During the freedom movement, the Lala Lajpat Rai was followed Dayananda Saraswati. This is known as Dayananda Saraswati and Arya Samaj. And next comes Shuddhi movement, that is the reconversion of the people who participated, who adopted the Islam and Christianity. Prarthana Samaj. Prarthana Samaj was started by the Atmaram Pandurang. Atmaram Pandurang started this Prarthana Samaj in 1867 at Bombay, with the aim of finding solution to various problems faced by the women and lower caste group, women and lower caste people, to protect them. This association argued that the reinterpretation of Hinduism is needed in the light of modern Western thinking. Reinterpretation of Hinduism. ಹಿಂದೂಯಿಸಮ್ ಸನಾತನ ಧರ್ಮ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತಿಳ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, ಅದರ ಒಳಗಿನ ಸರಿಯಾದ ಎಸೆನ್ಸ್, ದರ್ ಈಸ್ ಒರಿಜಿನಾಲಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ದ ಹಿಂದೂಯಿಸಮ್ is nothing but Vasudhaika Kutumbam. That is, entire world has to be lead their life in a peaceful way. It advocated that reformation should not be a wish but should be implemented in reality. Many programs like education for women, rehabilitation of poor people were undertaken by Prarthana Samaj. Justice Mahadeva Govinda Ranade, R.G. Bhandarkar and N.G. Chandravarkar were other prominent leaders who were influenced by Prarthana Samaj. It was also extended into various areas under the leadership of Justice Ranade. Ranade attempted to reject child marriages and discriminations of widows. He believed that legal intervention is needed to stop child marriage and encourage widow remarriage. Hence, he advocated taking the help of British government. The child marriages and the women, that is widow, to be protected. That is the main intention of Prarthana Samaj, and for that they have taken the help of Britishers. Satya Sodak Samaj. Next one is Satya Sodak Samaj. There were widespread of discrimination based on caste and gender in Maharashtra, just like in other parts of India. So South India, of course, they were having this discrimination. Maharashtra too having the discrimination. So this discrimination was condemned by the Jyotiba Phule. During the colonial rule of the British, many movements were started to address the social problems. Satya Sodak Samaj was established to provide equal rights to non-Brahmin classes and women. This Samaj was founded by Mahatma Jyotiba Phule in order to build the philosophical base for the movement. He wrote the book like Gulam Giri and Satkaryacha Ashuddha. He opened the schools for Shudras and girls. Phule, who belonged to a Mali caste, allowed people from all castes join hands with him in his NGO. He did not recommended only one particular class. Everyone can join this Satyasodhak Samaj and they can enjoy their life. They established a hostel for girls and they also given importance to girls' education and important the work of Pule is important in the direction of establishment of society based on equality. Ambedkar, who followed him, and Ambedkar is one of the important person who was inspired by the work of the couple, that is Jyotibai Phule and Savitribai Phule. These are Jyotibai Phule and Savitribai Phule. Ambedkar was influenced by him. Thank you.